Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. As we approach the start of the proceedings, I am very delighted to be once again associated with Cafe and with one of its flagship programs. Now, I'll have to say one of its because the way Cafe is going and scaling new heights, plural is the best aspect that I can give. It's true that one of its flagship programs, Pehchaan, Cafe Pehchaan. First of all, I'd like to thank my dear friend and advisory board member, Mr. Mickey Mehta, Dr. Mickey Mehta, to be with me. Then my executive committee member, Leena Gupta, who is a motivational coach. Leena, you could wave to the people behind. There's a whole CFBP table out here. Then Nikitsha Chopra, who is associated with the Financial Times. Neha Ranglani, who is a well-known nutritionist. Prachi Mehta, who is a Reiki practitioner, numerologist, and possibly a hypnotist too. Menka Devra, who is an evolution enthusiast and propagates water, hygienic water. Devika Bajaj, who is the founder of Devik Moringa, who hails from Nagpur. And Pooja Rai Surana, who is possibly still dressing up. She's an interior designer. So I welcome them all and I'm thankful and grateful to them for coming along with me, for listening to me. And of course, I cannot thank the founder of Cafe enough. For giving CFBP an opportunity to understand the other aspect of Pehchaan. CFBP has got many accomplished women with a slew of awards, each under their belt. When you look at one profile, you tend to forget that and look at the other, and you tend to forget that and look at the third, and so on and so forth. Highly accomplished people, both men and women. I also want to thank the Kolkata co-chapter head Richa Shah, for being with us in many ways and alongside giving a great helping hand to Kavita and Sonal Churaria, who is also our invited member. And it's a great pleasure for me to be representing Council for Fair Business Practices here to tell you briefly about the organization. We've got a nice little brochure outside which you all can look at it in detail. And it was founded in 1966 by Tatas, Bajaj, Godrej, Birlas, Korakiwala, Gazdar, all the top industrialists and professionals in 1966 on Gandhi Jayanti Day. We've had possibly the who's who of the industrialist and the professional community associated with us. And since my becoming the president in 2018, I have sought to expand it in a way that tends to be accessible to a lot of people and not just be that old boys network of only a close-knit community of high and top industrialists. My recent additions to the advisory board have been, I shall say first, our jury member, very well-known actress Nandita Das. Nandita was going to be here, but she had some very urgent thing that she had to do in Delhi. That's the reason. And Kavita will play her opening remarks, when she does the jury felicitation. The other person that we've added is industrialist Dilip Piramal, who is the chairman of VIP Industries, to our advisory board. He's given us a very, very generous amount to name our conference room. It's called the Dilip Piramal Conference Room. I've got the Niti Aayog chairman and appointed by none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Professor Arvind Panagaria of Columbia University, whose curriculum vitae runs only into 42 pages. Then I've got Professor Prerna Singh from Brown University, Professor Sharmista Sikdar from the Amos Tuck School of Management, Dartmouth University, Professor Tanushri Goel from Princeton University. Then I have got a PhD candidate in anthropology from Yale University, Shalini Iyengar, who's on our invitee group. I've got also Priyanka Sethi, who's a PhD in political science from Harvard University. So these are my recent feathers in the cap, and I continue to add them. I continue to add and bring in very, very high profile people, because when you get a certain profile, when you have that profile, that's the time that you create an impact. And that is the time that you say that this is the Pehchaan that we've had, and we want to go ahead and do things further. Now, why there is a big difference in many ways, and it was a great learning experience for me when I associated myself with Cafe, to say that yes, it's all very nice to have these very high, powerful, impactful people with, you know, a glittering resume and fantastic personality, you know, an aura about themselves. But then, what about the people that need the Pehchaan, who are still coming out of the womb of their family life, and who have to transcend societally boxed parameters that are laid for women right from the time that they are born and to continue till today? So why do you want that Pehchaan to come out? Why do you want that? Because the parameters are so suffocating and claustrophobic that they tend to say to women, so far and no further. And there are women who want to come out and who want to do things. पहले सती से पहचान, फिर पति से पहचान, लेकिन अब उन्नति से पहचान होगी और उसके बाद गति से पहचान होगी. So this aspect is extremely important, where I see that there has to be the Pehchaan for these women who are trying to come out of their shells and who are trying to say that I am, in very polite terms and sometimes impolite, they tend to say that I am fed up of being a daughter, a daughter-in-law, a sister-in-law, a wife. I need my own identity. मेरा खुद का वजूद मुझे चाहिए before I meet my maker. Because when I go and meet him, he's going to ask me or she's going to ask me that तीन देवियां तो हमने नीचे डाली, लक्ष्मी, सरस्वती और दुर्गा, which is education, money and revenge, or nemesis or justice, should I put it in more polite ways. Then what the hell did you do down when I sent you down? Except giving birth and procreating and giving a furtherance to the human race, which is all a very good thing that you did for me. But thereafter, what did you do? So this is one aspect where then the woman would like to say that yes, I did something for myself, because पहचान से मिला हुआ काम ज़्यादा दिन नहीं रहता, लेकिन काम से मिली हुई पहचान जो होती है वो बहुत लंबे सिरे तक रहती है. So this is the point that I have trying to drive home and trying to say that this is what CFBP needed to get into. When I became the president, I saw, and not to blame, because it's very difficult for me to tell my grandfather to wear a torn jeans, and I don't blame him for that. He's going to say, कपड़े की तंगी है क्या कि आप फटी हुई jeans पहनते हो? So then I will say, no, there's this modern trend that you have to understand. So before I do that, I need to tell the person that you please learn to wear jeans, and then you wear cargo jeans, and then you wear torn jeans. So before I would get in a Falguni Nair or a Kiran Mazumdar show, which my board would easily lap it up with 4 different hands, I saw that it's very important for professionals to come in. And it took me quite a while trying to understand and trying to permeate through and navigate through waters. And let me tell you that as a professional lawyer, I navigate through many difficult cases, but sitting at the top of an organization, which is possibly by far the most elite, with band of from the most elite people manning the NGOs and the legacy that we have, and then trying to change that in a certain way which still retains the legacy and at the same time wraps up and brings in the so many women fold and so many men fold also, should I say, who still need to develop their own Pehchaan as well. And I think going forward, I would believe that somewhere Kavita will try to sort of change it a little bit, and not change, perhaps give it a different texture and say that Pehchaan should be gender neutral in some form. aspect, going further, maybe a little bit of a small aspect of it she could include going further down the race, further down the years when she has achieved certain things which she's satisfied about, and one always sort of tends to change things in that manner. So this is what I was after, and I'm very happy that today I see a hall full of people who are aspiring to do things and who want to possibly be a part of the organization. We have, if anybody wants to know about CFBP more in detail, except the fact that we do many flagship programs, we also do a fashion show by one of our advisory board members, Shaina NC, which is to showcase real women empowerment, where women of ages 25 to 78, regardless of their figure, we do not objectify them, but we subjectify them depending upon their achievements, that they tend to walk the ramp. And that is the true women empowerment which we try to do. And 8 or 9 of them who are there today, recent additions, out of them 6 to 7 are a part of that fashion show. So I could not thank Shaina NC enough. And of course, it would be extremely wrong and extremely faulty and inappropriate on my part not to thank my entire advisory board, administrative committee, and last but not the least, my wife, who could not be here today. Because Swapnil Kothari stands tall only because his wife stands right behind him and shoulder to shoulder with him, and she puts up with a husband like me. So, and that too since 18 years without complaint, without a whimper, and gives me that please go ahead and do this because it's no point stopping you, because that volcano has to come out of you. Jab tak wo bhai nahi jata, tab tak shanti nahi hogi aapko. So, and I see a lot of volcano in the eyes of the women that I met here, that I see that there's a lot of pent-up energy, talent, as Kavita pointed out, that, talent and ability go hand in hand and things like that. So that needs a channel, a source where they need to come out. And this is where I think CFBP can make a difference along with CAFE. And people who are interested in joining, as I said, can look at our membership details. We have also, there is another aspect to it. You can just be a member. Alternatively, you can also be a part of our Invite EEC group. And of course, if your profile is extremely high, then we'll bring you in as an advisory board member, which, I think where you need very, very critical benchmarks which we follow, and where there is zero compromise. As such, with the EC Invite group, I can tweak it a little bit, but with the advisory board, I tend to be very, very steadfast as far as that aspect is concerned. So I'm very happy. Thank you for giving me the time to talk to all of you here. It was a great platform. I'm sure you will enjoy the day. And thank you very much once again. And खामोशी में अपनी पहचान बनाइए, हवाई आपका नाम गुनगुनाएगा. Thank you. Yeah, and we are having a wellness conference also on the 6th of August. So people who are wanting to join, they can join. Wellness conference is curated by none other than Dr. Mickey Mehta and conceptualized by EC member Leena Gupta. And it's on the 6th of August at Taj Lands End in Bandra, Mumbai. You want to know more details about it? It's going to have a very, very power-packed audience. We have Dr. Ali Irani, who's a well-known, doctor with the cricket team, and the Shah Rukh and the Salman and all of them. And then we have Luke Coutinho. And then we also have Dr. Mukesh Batra, the legendary homeopath, and many other, who's who lined up as we approach 6th of August. Thank you very much once again. Enjoy your day and have a great, great, great session from the mentors and from the stand-up comedian. And also, please, please, please look at all the things that are put outside for every one of you that you all can take home and enjoy your reading. Thank you.